Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Welcome to today's project. So if you're new here, this is the third project that we're doing in this channel. The first two projects were Python portfolio projects. Today we are doing an SQL combined with Power BI portfolio project. And you guys, I'm so excited. Like, I've been creating tutorials on SQL. Feel free to go check that out. And I couldn't wait to do the first project that just brings together some of the concepts that we've done thus far. So anyway, guys, let's get into it. So we're going to be using the YouTube statistics dataset. So I'm going to link the dataset in the description, so you'll be able to access the dataset if you want to follow along this project with me. I'll also link this code once I am done. And yeah, so when you go down to the description, probably read a bit about the dataset. This is a dataset I sourced from Kaggle. It's just basically YouTube statistics for 2023 from some of the world's top YouTubers. Yeah. So what I'm going to do with this dataset is to just try and answer the question, who are YouTube top players? Yeah. And I'm going to use three questions, 4 questions to answer this. So the first question is going to be broken down into two. So I want to know the top continents in the YouTube space in terms of uploads, views, earnings, and subscribers. Then we're also going to look at the percentage pay per continent, and that's just earnings, yeah. Then the next question we're going to look at is the top 5 countries, regardless of the continent you're coming from. And the last question will be top 5 channel types. Actually, we're going to do, I don't know if we should do 10 or 8. Let's do top 8, yeah. And then we're going to do top 8, yeah. So if you're new to my SQL and you'd like to use my SQL to follow along on this tutorial, but you can honestly use whatever environment that you're comfortable with, feel free to go to my SQL tutorials playlist. So the first ever video there, I show you how to upload a CSV onto my SQL environment, and I also link a tutorial that I used to download my SQL onto my machine. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. Enough talking. So the first question, top continent in the YT space, and we want to, in terms of uploads, views, earnings, and subscribers, yeah. So the first thing we're going to do, so this is our data set. So you click here, open the table. So something that was not very intuitive to me was when you want to create a new cell in MySQL, just come to the table you're interested in and do that. Then you will get a new one. So just in case that's something you don't know, I'm not ignoring the small things, but yeah, I already created mine, put a bunch of questions here. So yeah, let's get into it. And as you've seen, once you create the first one, it automatically brings this for you, so you can continue from there. Yeah. So we're in our table column. So which columns are we interested in? We are interested in subscribers. We are interested in views. We're also interested in uploads. Oops. Control, undo. So press enter. We're interested in. Okay, I don't know why it's not. Uploads. Okay, so we have uploads. So we're looking for views. We are also interested in views. Here we are. So views, you can just double click. So we have views. And something else, uploads, views, earnings, and subscribers. So earnings, we're specifically interested in highest yearly earnings. Double click. Okay, yeah, now that one didn't disturb me. Yeah. So, and remember, we want this based on continents. Yeah. So we have subscribers, uploads, views, video views. So I just want to rename this as video views. Okay. and we want this by continent. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a case statement. Yeah, and this case statement is going to allow us to create a new column, and that column will be able to map a country to its respective continent. Yeah, so a case statement would go something like case when then the column you're interested in, for us it's country here. So I've done this before in one of the tutorials that I already created, so SQL case statements. So I'm just going to copy from here, and then I'll take you guys through what exactly is happening right here. Yeah, instead of writing that whole thing, we could just save on time. Yeah, okay, so I want to reduce this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what's happening here is case when country in. So when country is one of this, then call it Africa. Yeah. When country in one of these countries, so Monaco, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, that's Europe. Yeah. When country in Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bahrain, Nepal, Asia. When country in Bahamas, Barbados, etc., North America. When country in Argentina, Colombia, etc., South America. And lastly, Australia and Oceania. Yeah, so that's just what the case statement is doing. It's just mapping a specific country to the continent it belongs to, and that's going to create a new data set. Yeah, so yeah, let's preview what's happening here. So that's, let's say, limit 20. Yeah, and let's run that. So as you can see, we have continent. To make our life easy, let me also just add country, but I'm going to remove it because it's not one of the things we're using here. So as you can see, we have India, it's mapped to Asia, United States mapped to North America, India, Asia, etc., etc. And other things that we're interested in, like subscribers, uploads, video views, highest yearly earnings, they are all here. Yeah. So what did you want? So this, we're not interested in this. So I'm just going to comment it out here. So if we run this again, we only have continent, subscribers, uploads, videos, and highest earnings. Yeah. So yeah, this is something. Yeah, this is a first step, but this is not very useful, because if I'm like, okay, what's happening in North America? What's happening in Asia? North America is all over the place. Like you can see 4 entries so far for North America, and for sure there are more as you scroll down. We're seeing several entries for Asia here. But if you want to know the top continent in the YouTube space by uploads, views, earnings, and subscribers, yeah, we need to aggregate this. Yeah, so what are we going to do? We're going to do sum subscribers as total subs. Yeah, then we're going to do sum uploads as total uploads. Then we're going to do sum views as total. So we're just going to call it total views here. And then finally, sum highest yearly earnings as total earnings. Yeah. So total earnings. Okay, so anytime you create an aggregate function, yeah, and there's also an unaggregated column. So we have this 4 aggregated columns, and there's this column up here, continents, that is not aggregated. Yeah, you have to introduce a group by, because an aggregated, a bunch of aggregated columns are not compatible with an unaggregated column unless a group by clause is there. Yeah, so from there, then we need to do group by. So you could do group by continents. Let's run that. Okay. Or you could do group by one. So as you can see, we have this our 6 continents here. And yeah, this is the total subscribers for Asia, total uploads for Asia, total uploads for Europe, total views for Europe, total views for Australia, and then total earnings for Australia and Oceania. Yeah. So yeah, this is a bit more useful. So I just want to round off these earnings. So we can add round. We can use the function round to round this to, we want everything on 0. Like I don't want, yeah, so that it's kind of uniform. Yeah. So in terms of count, in terms of, yeah, just absolute counts, we know who our players. Yeah. So the next question is going to cover percent of pay per continent. Yeah. So because of that, let me order this. So order by so we're going to order by earnings. Yeah, and I told you two things. You could either literally write the name of the column, yeah, or count the position. So like continent is the first one, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so you can order by 5, and we want it in descending. Yeah, so let's run that, and as you can see, earnings. Asia actually earns more than North America. Interesting. Yeah, so if you order it by earnings, you can see Asia is the first, followed by North America, followed by Europe, South America, Australia, then finally Africa. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for this one. So these are the top continents in the YouTube space by uploads, views, earning, and subscribers. Maybe the only thing I can add is, so all this, yeah, how many YouTubers are pushing this? Like per continent, these top YouTubers, how many are pushing this? So you can do count. And then our unique identifier here is literally the name of the YouTubers. So the YouTubers are not, it's not repeated, yeah. So we are going to do count YouTuber as number of YouTubers. Yeah. Okay, so let's run that. Yeah, so you can see Asia, it's 280, North America, 351, Europe, 113, South America, 91, Australia and Oceania, 9, Africa, 3. So yeah, from this whole data set, if you distribute the number of these top YouTubers by continents, yeah, this is how they are spread out, yeah. So I want to save this data set before we continue. So I'm just going to be like continent count. Yes, I'll just, yeah, continent count, yeah. So let's save it there, yeah. And yeah, we can go to the next question. So the next question wants us to do percent of pay per continent, yeah. So I want to save this, yeah. So I'm just going to do control copy. Then I'm going to comment that out, yeah, because we're still going to use that. So yeah, let's come here. But in this particular case, we can either delete this. So let me just delete, yeah. There's no need to have, yeah, we can just delete this. And order by, so now it's going to be order by 2. Then continents was always 1. It's the first column. So now they're just 2, yeah. So let's run this and let's see. Okay, so now we can see this is the total earnings by the various continents, yeah. But for this specific question, what we want to do is percent pay per continent, yeah. So yes, Asia got this amount, but what percent is it from the overall earnings that were sent to all these YouTubers, all these top YouTubers, yeah. So we have, I think there were around 180 unique YouTubers here, yeah. So 280 of them are from Asia, yeah. So if you add the ones from Asia, all the way plus all these 180 YouTubers, the amount of money they all got together, let's say it's like 1,000 bob, yeah? What percentage of that 1,000 went to Asia, to North America, to Europe, to South America, etc. Yeah? So that's what we want to do here, okay? So I'm just going to push this down. And what we're going to do here is we're going to introduce a CTE. So we're going to have with, so we can say percent pay as, yeah. So in case you're not familiar with how CTEs work, please, if this project is not enough for you, feel free to go and check out my tutorials. I believe so I've scheduled a bunch of them, and I believe the CTE tutorial is it's scheduled to upload tomorrow, East African time at 12:45 p.m. Yeah. So yeah, by the time this project is out, that should be out too. So yeah, in case like the whole explanation of CTEs here is not flowing so well for you, feel free to go to my playlist and check it out. In case this project comes out before this project might come just after CTE or just before CTE. Still, you can get with clause. It's still known as the with clause or SQL CTEs. So immediately before, you can just go check it out. And yeah, feel free to subscribe. So as I continue creating these tutorials, as I continue creating these projects, you're with me in this journey. You get notified every time there's something new for you guys. And also if there's something specific that you'd want me to create content around, please do let me know down below in the comment. Like, what else would you want me to talk about? Be it a Python thing, an SQL thing, a Power BI thing, a Tableau thing. Let me know. A statistics thing. Let me know. Data modeling. Let me know. Anyway, guys, let's get back into the video. So what we're doing is with percent pay as. So you see this table here? This table that we created here. So I'm putting it in a temporary table known as percent pay. Yeah. So if we do select all from percent pay, let's run that. You see, it picks this because now I've stored this in a temporary table known as percent pay, and we can now manipulate it further. Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to create the we want to get the percent of each of these countries. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do select sum total earnings as total. Yeah. Yeah, we'll still call it total earnings. So let me just copy paste. So it's as total earnings. Yeah. So you guys, yeah, me and my side stories, but I think this is very important for you people to know. And I will create another video to just show you guys how exactly I've been using GPT to just make me more efficient, to make me learn things faster, save on time and whatnot. But so how I do this next step is something that I know the syntax in, like PostgreSQL, yeah. So when I was doing like the preparing for this project, I actually did it with that SQL, that syntax for Postgres, but it didn't work. So what did I do? I went into Google. I tried to find the equivalent of that syntax in MySQL. Oh my gosh, I think I spent like almost 30 minutes, 20 minutes, nothing. Yeah. Then I was like, oh, ChatGPT, like the way I'm so used to Google, I need to get used to first instincts, ChatGPT, and find a balance, not just always Google. Yeah. So at this point, the syntax that I'm about to use here is actually something I just learned like a couple of hours, minutes ago. So I know this syntax in Postgres and it's so different, but now I know it in MySQL. And I guess my advice to you is, in case you're stressing, oh, should I learn PostgreSQL? Should I learn my SQL? Should I learn MySQL? Should I learn SQLite? You just pick one use it to master data analytics. The most important thing is to understand. The most important thing is to understand what is data analytics. Because you can master, learn, practice data analytics with SQL, with Power BI, with Python, with what. Like for me, I mastered it with Python, and then now I transition to other tools. Yeah, so I really don't want to talk too much, but my point is, don't stress, because I've been writing on PostgreSQL for the longest time, and here I am just creating a tutorial using MySQL, and it was so easy to switch because to some extent it doesn't matter. Just start with one. Once you master the analytics very well with that one, life will be good. I'm really trying to minimize my stories. So yeah, I'll start story times. So subscribe if you're interested in this, my story times and career advice and tooling advice. Yeah. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to use case statement inside an aggregate function. Yeah. So we want to sum something. Yeah. But this thing that we want to sum, it's only when, yeah, total earnings, no. So it's case when continent, yeah? So it needs to look for case when continents, yeah, is equals, who are we starting with, is equals to Africa, yeah? Case when total earnings is equals to Africa, then we get the total earnings, yeah? Else 0. So else 0, then we end. So this is going to be as earnings Africa. Okay. So what this is doing is it's of course it's a sum, yeah. But what it will do, it will look through the list of columns, yeah. If continent is equals to Africa, then it will get the total earnings. Else it will be 0. So that's in case we put something that doesn't exist. But yeah, Africa, else 0. Yeah. So now what we're going to do, we have how many more? 5 more. So I'm just going to copy this 5 times. Actually, let me copy it. No, let's see what happens here. Yeah. So after we do sum, case when continent is equals to Africa, then total earnings else 0 as Africa. Yeah. So let's run that first and see what happens. So select unknown. Oh, here's this one. Let me just pull this up. It's the spelling. Unknown field list, yeah. So it's total earnings. You see how such a small thing can give you a headache? So yeah, let's run that. You know what? Let's literally just copy paste. It's this one even. Okay. So let's get to do this. So as you can see, the total earnings, so when you add for all those continents together, this is what you get. But for Africa specifically, it came to, this is about 5.6 million, yeah? So I just want to undo this because I want to be able to see the list of columns. So select all from, I want to be able to see the columns, yeah? So we are going to go back to this, yeah? So now, okay, you know what I'll do first is I just want to write all of this. Asia, North America, Europe, America, Australia. North Africa is already there. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just do that here. So what we want to do is we have the total for Africa, yeah, but we want to divide it by the total earnings. That way we actually get the percentage that we are interested in, yeah. And then something we also need to do is, in case our numerator has a 0, you'll get a division by 0 error. So you need to do times 0.1. So in case there's a 0, 0 times 1, it will be 1, no division by 0 error, yeah. And in case your denominator has a null, yeah, you need to fill that null with a 0, because again, there's a difference between a 0, an empty string, and a null, yeah. And when you're doing aggregates, yeah, especially like accounts, and there's a null, it won't count that null, but it's just a null, but it's not a missing entry, it's just a null. So ideally it should be counted. So to avoid such things, you can use null if, yeah. So null if, so in case there's a null, replace it with a 0, yeah. So yeah, let's run this and see our percentage. So earnings Africa is 0.00. So yeah, now the next thing we'll also do is we want to round this off, and we want to round it off to, we can do 2 decimal places, yeah. But where do we want to round it off? We need to multiply it by 100 first to make it a percentage, and then we round it off, yeah. So Africa is 0.09. Yeah, so I hope that didn't confuse you. So if you just ignore this, the rounds, so times 100. Now, after we get the percentage, we want to round it off to 2. Yeah. So now we have the percent earnings. So we can write percent. We have the percent earnings for Africa. So let me just shorten this. Actually, we can close this because I don't need it as of now. We'll open it up again when we go to our last 2 questions. Yeah. So we need to do this the same for Asia, North America, Europe, South America, and Australia. So that's 5 more. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to copy paste this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So who is going to be here? Asia. Guys, utilize copy paste. Like, it saves you a lot of time. It saves you from potentially having errors. Since you're copy pasting, the chances of you having like a typo very low. So yeah, utilize copy and paste. But if you're new, like you're still a beginner, yeah, I'd say find a balance. Don't do it too much. Probably don't do it as much as I do it, because the more you write, the more you actually write this code, like avoiding copy pasting, the faster these things will, start sticking in your head. And I'm not encouraging anyone to start cramming syntaxes over here. Not even correct syntaxes. I'm not encouraging anyone to cram like a particular syntax, yeah. Google will always be your friend, and these things will come slowly. This is so long. Anyway, it's okay, but it will look messy on our chart. But anyway, the purpose here is to learn, not neatness. We'll get to neatness and presentation later on. But yeah, as I was saying, like if you're like an absolute beginner, I encourage you to, like write this code as much as possible. Avoid copy pasting. Yeah. So the more you write, the more these things are going to stick, the more you'll start to understand, okay, what's going on. Then as you master it, you'll know. You'll just have a feeling and you'll know when it's time to copy paste a bit more. But then again, I'm not telling you until you write all 6 of them. You could probably just write the first 2 and then copy paste the rest. Yeah, you figure out how you practice. Yeah. But yeah, let's run this. Ooh, there we have. So this is our total earnings. Out of this total earnings, 0.09% went to Africa, 43 went to Asia, 35 went to North America, and 11% went to Europe, 9.5% went to South America, and whatnot. Yeah. So let's save this. And let's also download this data set. So we're going to call it continent percent. Okay. So we're going to our last 2 questions. So we want top 8 countries percent pay. Ooh, then we want top 8 channel types. Percent view. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know if I want this in percent. I think we'll do top 8 country percent pay. Then we'll do top 8 countries count of view. Top 8 channel types, count of views, and top 8 countries percent pay. So this one is very similar to this, yeah. And this is very similar to the first one. So yeah, this is an opportunity for us to, repeat. As I've said, repetition, practice is key, yeah, to you mastering the skills you need. So I'm just going to comment that out. So it makes it easier for me when I want to run down here. And then I want to bring back this because now we need it. So we want top 8 countries percent pay. So we're going to do select from, here's our table. Okay, so we are interested in percent pay and country. So double click, we have country. So we are using highest yearly earnings. There you go. So we're going to do sum highest yearly earnings as total earnings from YouTube Global Statistics. So we want to group by 1. Now you understand what that means. Order by 2. So yeah, let's run that and see. Order by 2. Oh, is my brain telling me that it's time to get some rest? Okay. Order by 2. There you go. So select country sum from group by 1, order by 2. Yeah, let's run and see what happens. And I always forget that. So, oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, what is this comma doing here, people? What is this comma doing here? Okay, so, and we want it in descending. Okay, so in terms of views, United States is the highest, followed by India, Brazil, South Korea, United Kingdom, etc. Yeah? So let's just round this. So it's monitor, round. So we're going to round it to 0. Okay, that's neater. So what do we want? We want to find top 8 countries, their percent pay. Yeah. So we're going to put this in as CTE. So now we have our I need my list of countries. Oh, but we just want top 8. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a list of the top 8 here. So we can do limit 8. So we get our top 8 and yay, we have our top 8. So I'm just going to put them in quotes. There's probably a faster, more efficient way to do this, but okay, so there we have our top 8, yeah. And I'm just going to store them a bit slow, and I want to comment them out for now. So we have country, total earnings. There you go. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce a CTE. So it will allow us to create a temporary table, and then we can be able to manipulate it further. So with country, yeah, so then again, if you're not familiar with CTEs, yeah, so subscribe. And yeah, when the tutorial on CTEs is uploaded, you'll be notified, or it might come just before this, what is it called? Before this project. Yeah, I'm not sure. So subscribe and wait. Or go check out my tutorials and see if it's already there. But you know what? Let me just make that decision. I'm going to put this project just before. So if I put this project, like let's say if I put it now, tonight, a tutorial on CTEs is going to come out tomorrow. Yeah. So there you go. So let's select all from country percent. Yeah. So notice I'm leaving the limit there. It's very intentional because I can't leave the limit there. I cannot leave the limit there because it will under, yeah. So the first thing we need to do, yeah, is find the total earnings for everyone, yeah. So we're going to do some, what did I call it, yeah. Let me copy paste. I don't want the shenanigans that I had before. Total earnings, total earnings, yeah. So I'm going to borrow from this, yeah. I don't want to, okay, but you know what? Let's write the first one together, then we do the same thing, yeah. So sum total earnings as total earnings, and we're getting this from country. We're getting this from country percent, yeah. Then we're going to do sum case when country equals to United States. So then again, this is not a very good way to do it, by the way. Like, imagine you're creating a dynamic dashboard, yeah? And you want this dynamic dashboard to auto update. So when the US ceases to be the top country and someone else is the top country, it should auto update. So this is hard coding, which is not good, but this is just like one of the first tutorials we're creating here. So it's going to be very basic, but ideally, if I was doing something more dynamic, I would use a subquery here so that it auto picks the top, yeah. But yeah, that's just a disclaimer. Just keep that in mind, yeah. And in case you decide to use this specific project as, I don't know, to guide you on your portfolio, your data analysis portfolio project or data science portfolio project, and you get such a question, like you have it in mind, like this is hard coding, there's a more dynamic way so that it just auto picks who's the highest, who's the lowest, and just know there's a better way to do that, yeah. So case when country equals to United States, then total earnings else 0 end. So so this is as US. So yeah, let's just call it US. Let me call it PUS, yeah. So if we run this for now, let's see what will happen. So yeah, so this is the total earnings that went to the US specifically. But remember, we're interested in the percentage. So we'd have to divide this by the overall earnings, yeah. And that's why I could not limit it to age, because you should have divided it by like total earnings for just the age, but we want total earnings for all the countries present here. And then remember what I told you guys about null if, yeah? So in case there's a null here, it will be replaced by a 0, yeah? And in case there's a 0 here, it will be multiplied by 1. So we'll avoid a division by 0 error, yeah? And we want to multiply this by 100 so we can get the percentage. And it's 33%, yeah? Then the next thing we want to do is we want to round off this whole thing to 2 decimal places. So round to. There you go. So how many more countries do we have? 7, yeah? So percent US, yeah? And I'm going to close this so we have more space. We'll open it up again when we need it. So I'm going to add 7 more, yeah? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah? And we can bring this a bit up. Should we actually start from there? Okay, let's just start from here. So Control X. India. Oops. Allah. Okay, so let me undo that. Then Control X. Control V, yeah? Control X. Control V. Control X. So, no. and then Control X. So in case you're not familiar with anything that I'm using here, be it case statements, be it conditional or logical operators, be it hunting data types in SQL. Again, feel free to go and check out the tutorial that I've been creating over the couple of weeks. Has it been months? Like 2 months now. The beginning of the second month is now in September. And yeah, you'll understand why I'm putting India in quotations and not just India like that, because the column country is a string character. Yeah. So even when you're referencing anything in it, you have to put it in the appropriate data type. And when you're referring to anything that's a character, anything that's a string, it needs to be in quotations, yeah? So Pakistan. And lastly, Argentina. Oh, not lastly, there's someone else. There's someone else. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And lastly, Russia. Okay, so save. There we go. So we have total earnings in general, then the percentage. So from all the money that was distributed to the various countries, 33% went to the US, 27% went to India, 5% to Brazil. Aha. Okay, so, and that's it. So we need to download this. So this is country. Yeah, that was a small. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the last question. So I'll just bring this back and we're going to do top 8 channel types, count of views. Yeah, so this is a quick one. This is a short one. We are going to do select from. Okay, so we need our table name here. That is global YouTube statistics. And we're interested in channel type. Where is channel type? Here you are. So we're interested in channel type. Oops. So we're interested in channel types and we're interested in the views. Okay, and we want to find the count of the views, but that's a sum because each column has, like maybe someone had 2,000 views, 3,000 views, so you need to sum them. If you count, it will just count the individual and not really the content. Like it's a count, not a sum, and we want to sum the contents of that column. So maybe I should change this to sum, but it's kind of the same thing, but it can be a bit confusing to someone who's totally new. So sum views as total views, yeah, and then channel type from. And what we want to do is we have to introduce a group by, because we have an aggregated column and then an aggregated column. So group by 1. Oh, why do I keep on putting that comma? Order by 2 in descending. Oops. Oh, yeah, but it still runs the last one, so that's good. But yeah, just not to make it run something that we don't need. Let me just comment that out. And yeah, so there we go. We have our top channel types. So we can just limit this to 8 because we are only interested in the 8. And there you go. Entertainment, music, education, people, games, comedy, film, news. Do I fall under education, parallel, or science and technology, like tech? I guess both. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's it. So let's also save this one. And this one we're going to call it channel type. Channel type. Yeah. And yeah, that's it for the SQL. So yes, we've got a bunch of insights, a bunch of information, but this is not very useful and this is not very intuitive. Yeah. So like if someone looks at this, they're like, is it in ascending? Is it in descending? You can't quickly just tell pop, this is the guy. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to move on to Power BI where we're going to visualize this data. That way it's very intuitive. Yeah. So anyone can quickly come and see what you found and they can quickly see, okay. So this is the continent that gathers the most amount of, is disbursed to the most amount of money. This is the channel type entertainment. You can quickly see that thanks to the visual, especially someone who's like non-technical, and then it's just not heavy on the brain. Like these numbers are nice, but the end user might not consume your numbers as much. It will be about the visuals. Yeah, that's true. But it depends. It depends on the end user. I don't have another story, but something else that we should probably talk about in this channel is like knowing your stakeholders. Yeah. So depending on who you're giving your data, what you'd give like a operations manager will be very different from what you give as strategists, or maybe it's the same. What you'd give like someone at a tactical level and someone at like C-suite level is very different. But yeah, we'll talk about such things with time. Again, if you're interested in such things, let me know down in the comment below. Feel free to like, subscribe, so that we're in this journey together. We learn from each other. But yeah, let me switch to Power BI now. Okay, so we are here, and yeah, the first thing we're going to do is just access all our data sets. Yeah, so just come here to get data, go to MySQL, and these are the 4 data that we need. So I want us to start with continent percent. So let's just give that a few minutes to load. You can just honestly quickly skip through this process. Okay, but let me just show you how to do the first one. Then I'll pause, load the rest, then we'll continue. Okay, so as you can see, we have our percent continent with all the columns that we created, yeah? So yeah, so you just do the same again, come to, and then that was continent percent. So continent count, give it a few minutes. As you can see, this is what we created. Load it, give it a few minutes. Okay, yeah, it's running quite fast, so we can, no, I'll just waste your time, you people. Let me just run quickly, then I come back. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, we have all the data sets we created: channel type, count, continent, percent, country, percent, yeah? And yeah, remember to save your work, so you can come and save as whatever you are interested in, or do Control S as we continue. And the first thing we want to do is get a card. You know what? Let me start with the visuals. Then when we are done with arranging our visuals, we can figure out the, what is it called? We can figure out the title, yeah? Okay, so Anyway, let's just move this down. I'm going to change it, but yeah, let's just deal with the title first. So I want us to, oh, it will be stretched, but I want it to be slimmer. And I want it to be here. Okay. And then, okay, so we're going to have this as YouTube. Of players. Oh, probably not the best titles, but here we improve as we go. So I want it center aligned. I want it a bit bigger, so maybe 16. Yeah, I think let's see 20. Yeah. Do we want a background color for it? Anyway, let's just leave it at that for now. So YouTube top players, we can probably slim it a bit more. Okay, there you go. So, okay, so the first thing I want to do is, so we have continent percent and we have the continent count here. So we're going to, okay, I don't need this for now. This is a very basic dashboard. No, yeah, just know it's a very basic dashboard, yeah. So yeah, we'll get to a bit more advanced things later. No slicing, no filters, nothing, just a basic point in time dashboard, yeah. So I want to change this to, let's do a donut chart here. And we're going to use this donut chart to get the percent earnings for these various countries. So the first one is Africa. So we put it there. Then so just bring them in. Okay. So this is so tiny, 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 tiny. You can't see. You can't see. Okay, so that's the sum percent earnings Asia, Australia, Europe, South America, North America, and Africa, yeah. So something else we could also do is we could change the title. We come to general title, so we can have this as percent earning by continent, yeah. And we want it in bold. I want it center aligned. Input continent in caps lock. Yeah, first that's decent. So the next two things I want to add here is I want us to see, I want a bar chart and I want us to see, I want us to see how I want us to see how the count of uploads by continent, yeah. But I want this smaller, and I want it here. So I actually wanted 2 here, but this will become so small, you people. I need to rename these columns, yeah, and make them like shorter. Okay, yeah. So if I do continent is x-axis, upload is y. Yeah, there we go. So you can see Asia has the highest number of uploads, followed by North America, Europe, South America, Australia, and Africa. Okay. So the next thing I'd want is another bar chart. And I want it here. But let's make this, it's not working out there. I want it to work out. So what we can do is we can just bring this here and we can just stretch this to something more appropriate for it. And also stretch this, but we shorten it, okay? So I want to do, but I might get rid of this. So I want to, for here, I want to get continent again. The continent is on the x-axis here. And we want to look at subscribers here. And North America has a higher number of subscribers here. So I want to make this really small. I also want to make this smaller. Bring this here. And make this smaller. And bring this here. Okay. So we can do this. So there's some 8 space. Okay, so we have that. So we have the sum. And then the next thing that we were interested in is top. Let's stretch this and see how this, or we can interchange them. Look at me so worried about the design. So we can bring this here and stretch this out. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, so the next thing we're interested in is the top 8 countries, so the percent pay, and the and the what is it called? The top 8 channel type. So let's start with channel type, yeah. So for channel type, I want to use a horizontal bar chart, and I want it to move. So channel type. No, it's the other way around. So channel type is on X and total views. Okay, so it's Y-axis channel type, then the views here. So as you can see, entertainment had the highest. Entertainment has the highest, followed by music, education, people, games, then comedy. So you see what I was trying to tell you guys earlier, like now, this is palatable. You know, someone can come and quickly see, ooh, 43%, who's this? This is Asia. Percentage earnings by continent. Asia has the highest, followed by North America. Sum of total views by channel type. As you can see, entertainment is the channel type that has the highest number of views, followed by music. You know, quickly see, Asia has the highest number of uploads. North America has the highest number of subscribers, yeah? And the last thing we are going to look into is country percent. Now this one, let's try a heat map. Undo. Yeah. Yeah, let's try it more. And let's stretch it a bit. Oh, get it to align with this one. Not bad. Okay, this one, you can scroll down. You can scroll down to see the rest. Ooh, I really like Power BI. Like what I use. Okay, no, that's not important. So we want for the countries, yeah. So we are going to just put them under values. Then Brazil. Oh, Brazil is already there. India, Pakistan, Russia, Korea, the UK, US. So this is a bit crowded and then it's so tiny. But at least when you come here, so you know, US is the highest, followed by India, and then Brazil has 5.2. Oh, South Korea, then now 2.2, UK, 2.3. So you can kind of tell, yeah? So we come here and we change the title. So it's going to be percent earnings by country. I want it to be bold. I want it to be center aligned, and I want to do that for all these titles. So general title. So actually, should I leave it like that? Total view by channel bold center aligned. There we go. This one is okay, so we need to do this one also. General title sum total uploads by continent. We want it to be bold, we want it to be center aligned, and the last one total. So me, I'm leaving the short form here, but people write the full things. Because probably not everyone knows what stabs are. So it's more professional to actually write it in full. So I want to bring this a bit down. Okay, and guys, there is our very simple dashboard that I believe gives information very quickly. You can quickly see, in terms of uploads, Africa, Australia, that's South America, for the top YouTubers, but you can see Asia and North America is up there. North America, Asia, again, in terms of subscribers. In terms of earnings, you can see which continent has the most earnings. You can see sum of total views, percentage earnings by country. And you see the power of both these tools. Like, first of all, I should give a disclaimer. We're not yet at the Power BI phase, but everything we did, all the data manipulation, feature engineering, creating new columns, that's what I'm calling feature engineering, that we did on SQL, you can also do on Power BI. Yeah. But yeah, you see how those two tools are very powerful. Like SQL in terms of data manipulation, very powerful. Power BI can also do for you data manipulation and data cleaning. Such a powerful tool, you guys, and yeah, that's the end. Maybe the only thing I can say is let me open but I don't need to open the Excel. Like, you guys saw the data, how the data looked when we just like ran it on, like, before manipulation, when we just ran it on SQL. It was just a bunch of rows. Yeah, how useful is that? It's just a bunch of rows. Like, when you just look at that data as it is, you can't know which channel type is the most popular when it comes to number of views. You can't know which continent earns the most when it comes to like the percentage earnings back by continent. No, the first step is SQL helped us to clean, helped us to manipulate, do some feature engineering, and now Power BI has made this so much easier. Like, someone can quickly come and see, oh, okay, so this is the state of YouTube top players. But yeah, guys, I'm actually very tired. Like, I created a bunch of tutorials before this project. I was like, you know what, let me just push to the end, and because my exams are coming soon in like 4 weeks. Okay, no, 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, yes. I was like, you know what? Let me just do this project once and for all. So for the next 3 weeks, you'll probably be seeing things that I already scheduled a while back. I'm just going to be focusing on reading the exams. I was like, you know what? Saturday, let me finish this, share with you guys, focus on studying my exams, and I'll see you guys again. Okay, I'll continue seeing you, what I've scheduled, but yeah, I'll see you guys again after my exams in October. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for staying to the end. If you found this insightful, feel free to let me know down in the comment what you liked about it. What type of projects, which data set would you want me to manipulate? What type of projects would you like me to do? Let me know down below. And yeah, if you want to see more of this, feel free to subscribe. That way, you get notified every time I have something new with for you, be it a tutorial, be it a project. So guys, bye, and see you in the next one.